I don't know if you can read the script. How to make 2013 your best year ever. Now this is the point of our discussion today. How to make 2013 your best year ever. And we'll try to answer this question, whatever we have learned so far. And whatever I have learned, I would like to share. And you can add on to whatever you have learned all these years, and then you can come up with a formula and use it, apply it. Only a few more days, 2013 starts, and let's all be ready. So let's go with the first and foremost thing. First thing is, in 2013, what we are going to do is to find out what we want in life. It's always very important what we want, otherwise we cannot get it. So first and foremost, what we need to know is, what do I want? What do I want? And if we cannot answer that question, basically we cannot get what we want, because the first and foremost thing is going to be, what do I want from my life? What do I want in 2013? What do I want in January 2013? What do I want in February 2013? And what do I want in March of 2013? And that way we answer all of these questions. What is it that I'm going to want? And what areas? Now, what areas is again a good question. And how would you like to be in terms of your finances? But that's the first question which comes to us, is our finance, health, relationships, and our emotion status, and spiritual. And remember, spiritual does not mean religious. It just literally means spiritual. Where is it that you want to be? So finances, health, relationships, emotions, and spirituality. How are these things going to be in this 2013? What is your plan? What is it that you are looking forward to in this year? And once you know that, only that will propel us forward to really go and get it. So we'll try to answer those questions. In the finances, you can put numbers here. That's, I need XYZ amount of dollars or pounds or whatever you think of. You can put those numbers in. The second thing is about health, where I want to be. So you can put your pounds of weight. I want to be this much pound, and add muscle. I want to weigh a certain pound, muscle, energy. If you want to put certain caloric diet on that, you can put on there. And so health wise, where you want to be. And actually it's a good idea to draw a picture of how would you like to look. I would write the question, how would you like to look in terms of physique and in terms of energy? So how would you like to look? How would I like to look in 2013, by the end of 2013, or say March of 2013, or June of 2013, or September of 2013? How would I like to look? That would be another question. And then we'll go to relationship. What kind of relationship would I like to have? If you are in a relationship, how would you blossom that relationship? How would you increase and improve upon that? If you're not into a relationship, how would you get into one? And if you are in a bad one, how you improve upon that if possible, or move on to the next phase. So what is that in terms of relationship where you want to be in 2013? That's emotionally what kind of status. You want to bulletproof yourself to be happy on a constant basis. And that is always going to be very important for us when I talk about. That would be the key, because all life is about is a feeling. And feeling is an emotion, and where you want to be emotionally and feel happy all the time, not some of the times, but all the time. And that would be the important part of it. Spiritually, what do you think you're going to grow into? And the next phase after emotion is going to be the spiritual phase, and I would put something like meditation, or knowing myself more. And what is it that I would really want in that realm? That what is it that I want to explore into the universe, which I don't know now? What is it that's something which is going to be putting me into the words like enchanting, exhilarating, or putting me into the abundance world or into the universe, into the cosmos and things like that. That would be all spiritual realm. So what are these things which I want to do now in 2013? What do I want to be, where do I want to be in January, February, March of 2013? You ask that question, that's going to keep us focused, and then we'll go into the matter much at a deeper level. But first we'll be answering about the questions about the finances, where I want to be financially. Number two, what kind of health status I want to be in, relationship, emotional and spiritual. The broad categories, you can create your own categories. I'm just throwing on a few, so that way at least we get something to start and work with. Those are the categories I have put forward, and then now we'll move forward into each one of these into a different area. If you have plans for finances, and then you put 30 days in there, and 30 days where you want to be, and what is it that areas of improvement, what are the areas you've identified as improvement. And first and foremost I would come up with is in terms of finances would be the financial freedom. Freedom, it's a good word to start with, financial freedom. So let's write down that word here, financial freedom. What you mean by financial freedom is something which you do because you want to do, not because you have to do. That is called financial freedom. So that's something which you want to explore on. It's not necessary that all of us would be exploring the same things, but it's a good idea to start somewhere. And I would say, okay, if we have to start somewhere, probably that would be a good place to start financial freedom. Not a bad idea to start with. So that way you can use all of your resources, all of your time in doing something positive in the world which you would like to do. That's all about it. And then it applies to the life itself. So that would bring us to the question of life and time management and productivity management, and eventually that is what's going to lead to financial freedom. And what are the activities and what are the things which we are going to produce to get to that financial freedom thing. I'll get you an overview of a whole lot of things which are going on in my mind at the beginning of 2013. We are just about to begin, and what are the things which are going on in my mind. I want to just pass it on to you, and you can think about it. Take a deep breath and think about it and what you think, and you can let me know. You can put the email on, you can send me an email, send notes, send comments on the video, and you can also put your own video blog. If you have your website you want to promote, put your website on there. If you have a book you want to promote, put your book on there, put a link to your book, so whoever is watching this has an opportunity to go into your site, and that way you can get some traffic. Take full advantage of the video just not by watching it, but also producing something of your own, thinking about it. Put your thoughts on there so other people can pitch in and get us more ideas, and that way we all can grow. And the idea to share this is obviously to spread it. Anything which is good, we want to spread it as fast as we can, as much as we can, as loud as it can speak, and as much advantage we can create in the world by our increasing that good ideas to spread. So that's what we'll do. Now I'll go ahead and put some of the things which I have on my mind, and that way you can get some more ideas about it, and then we'll move forward. So I'll leave the first title up, 2013, How to Live It to Be Your Best Year. We went through all the 5 points on there, and now we're going to go next into how is it that you are going to work on to the part number 1, part number 2, part number 3. And let's say we will start first with health. Why not health? Because that's the prime importance, and if we are healthy, that's the only way we can enjoy anything else which is going to come forward, which is spirituality, emotions. You cannot be emotionally healthy, you can't be spiritually healthy, can't be financially healthy if you're not really physically healthy. So let's go and focus on to the physical health first. Let's see what it really means. Health according to WHO, which means that a state of well-being, which is just not disease or infirmity, but it's a general state of mental and physical well-being. So that's what I don't go into the exact definition, but you can read it on the WHO website, which is WHO, World Health Organization website. It's a very good definition on there. You can read the definition of health on that, and that's the general idea I would give you is the state of well-being, which is physical and mental, and that's what health means. So we will talk about that in general, what we understand about health. That's the portion we will take forward from here. And let's see, move our camera a little bit. Looks like it's a little off. Let's put up that part. If okay, now I'll put on to the first one, and that's health. And we live in the developed world, in the advanced country. So we don't think about malaria or the bugs or the microorganisms. Of course, the microorganisms, but not the general bugs or the mosquitoes and things like that. So we'll focus on to the health which we are concerned here, and that health is related to our food and exercise. These are the two things which are impacting our health the most. And why we eat food, of course we know that we are a form of energy, and only the transformation of energy is what happens in the universe. That the transformation of energy, if I'm eating a plant food, the energy from the plant comes to me, energy goes back to the earth and grows again, and the whole cycle keeps on going. So that's the transformation of energy, which is food, and that energy is what makes me lift my hand here, because that's the energy which is needed for life to go on. So that's a change of form, but that's food which goes into the human body or any of the species body, and that forms energy. And so that is energy, and that is what which keeps us alive. Exercise, I would simplify it to just read it as movement. So what is going to keep us healthy is our food and exercise. Exercise is it's a form of movement. Any kind of movement which you walk, or you do exercise in the gym, you're on the treadmill or you're on a bicycle, or whatever way you can burn calories, meaning the actual physical movement of the body which is going to utilize the energy which is coming from food. And that way the body remains healthy by exercise. So that's a proven thing. It's not something which is new and it's rocket science or anything like that, but that's the true story. That's, you have to move. And all those people who have lived 100 years, and people like Hunza and Vilcabamba and all those regions, so somebody who studied in the book Healthy at 100, that's what it shows, that they are all active, constantly active, and then they eat healthy food. The healthy food, I'm not going too much into, because there are thousands of books written on food, so we don't go much into the healthy food part of it, but the food which you enjoy, the food you like to eat, the food that is prepared according to your taste. Those are some things which you concentrate on food. And any kind of exercise which you would prefer, you do that. But the movement, specifically, if we can move all the parts of the body, that would be great. So that's in general about health. And the next part we were looking for is finances, and that is the money which is generated by services, and that also includes products. And in order to generate a service or a product, you must know. So that would translate into two words. And so that would be finances. Finances comes from giving products and services to the people, other people, and that's how they return, and we exchange everything. You do something for somebody, somebody does something for you. And this society is specialized, so I'm not the person who's going to go grow food myself. When somebody's growing, I just get the food from them. And whatever I do, I share with them. If I'm getting some information, I share that information. They share the food they grow on their farms with me. So we trade, and we trade all the time. And to make that exchange easy, we use a form of exchange, which is a currency of exchange, which we call money. And that's what we exchange for. And then one person gives service and product to another, the other gives product and service to the first person, and that's how the exchange of the world goes on. So what we need to do for a farmer to grow the crop, must know the soil, must know the season, must know the fertilizer, must know the pesticides, must know the way to put the seed in the soil, must know how to water it properly, must know how to harvest it properly, must know how to preserve it properly, must know how to process it properly, bring it to the market, and send it to me and bring it to me to the most healthy and the best condition possible. And in the same way, whatever I do, I take the services. If you are a doctor, you take your services You have to go X amount of years into school, and you practice it, and you study it, and you educate yourself on a constant basis, and you practice whatever you've been educated to. If you're doing surgeries, you do surgeries on a regular basis, update your knowledge, update your skills, get the latest equipment and technologies to see that your patient always survives and thrives, and you save them and save their lives and send them healthy home back. So that's your job. The same way the farmer does their job, and you exchange that in form of money. So what transfers here is the know-how, how to do it, and physically to do it. So to know is knowledge, and to execute it is skill. So knowledge and skill transfer is what it takes place. If you're working any place, what you're taking with you to your workplace is your knowledge and skills. That's what you take it to your workplace, and your workplace then returns you in exchange for money, and that you can use that money to go and buy things. So that's how the whole process works. So that's how we, if you want to increase your finances, you obviously now know that you need to produce more of product and services, and to produce more of product and services, the knowledge and skill level has to increase. So we constantly have to improve and update our knowledge and skill to increase the level of product and service which we can provide in order to create the finances which we need. And then we'll go to the equation, which is very important to understand about the finances. Once you understand the equation, it becomes much easier for us to transfer that knowledge and skill. So how we go to that equation, so I'll write the equation, and that's W equals to P times I. That's the equation we need to learn for today. I think that'll be all we will do today, and then we'll go to the other aspects in future. So I'll stop here with the W equals to P times I, and we'll go in depth into the equation, how this equation works, and in the future we'll come up and talk a whole lot about it. That's a very critical equation. If anybody who understands that equation, they have it very clear in their ideas, in their minds, that whatever it is that you are going to achieve in life, whatever that's what you want in life. That's how we started this whole thing, that what is it what you want. If you put what you want as a W, and then you know what is going to be your P and what is going to be your I, and you can modify according to your P and I, and according to the I you want to create, or according to the number of P you want to create, you will have to have knowledge and skill, and that according to that you will have to program your time and manage your time to see within that every 24 hours we get, every single day we'll get 24 fresh new hours, and how to use those to produce maximum level of knowledge and skill which we can utilize for a large number of people, and to impact it to them to the best way possible, to see that we create a W which we desire, to create financial independence, to create the health, wealth, prosperity, and whatever we desire in life. And it's all linked together, but we'll start with these few things. W equals P times I, something we'll be talking about in the next session. Thank you very much for listening.